Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Kanhu Charan Patro, neuroradiation oncologist. Today, I am going to tell about radiology of vestibular schwannoma. Vestibular schwannomas, also known as acoustic neuromas, are relatively common tumors that arise from the vestibulocochlear nerve and represent the 80% of the CP-angle masses. Bilateral vestibular schwannomas are strongly suggestive of neurofibromatosis too. Vestibular schwannomas are also commonly known as acoustic neuromas, which is a misnomer. The term vestibular schwannoma is preferred as these tumors most frequently arise from the vestibular portion of the vestibulocochlear nerve and arise from the Schwann cells. The vestibular schwannomas are benign tumors which arise from the intracanalicular segment of the vestibular portion of the vestibulocochlear nerve at the transition point between glial and schwannoma cells, that is known as obstinate Reddich's zone. In over 90% of cases, these tumors arise from the inferior division of the vestibular nerve. Less than 5% arise from the cochlear division of the vestibular nerve. So this is the glial cell. This is the glial cell from the brain. This is the schwannoma cells. This is the OR zone or obstinate Reddich's zone from the where the vestibular schwannomas arise. So if you see in the internal acoustic meatus, there are two nerves are very important to differentiate. One is the facial nerve and another is the vestibulocochlear nerve. Facial nerve always anterosuperior and cochlear nerve is facial nerve is anterosuperior, vestibulocochlear nerve is posterior-inferior. So remember, this green is facial nerve, pink is vestibulocochlear nerve. This is the 7th 8th nerve complex. As I shown, anterior is the facial, posterior is the vestibulocochlear. And here the 7th nerve in the pons after origin it turns the abducent nerve and nucleus and goes to the internal acoustic meatus. So this is the pons and medulla junction. We can see here the cochlear nerve and vestibular nerve. Vestibular has a two division, superior division and inferior division. This is semicircular canal, and this is again you can go with this. This is the superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, and cochlear nerve. Again, this is the vestibular nerve going to the vestibule. This is 7th nerve and nervus intermedius, and this is the cochlear nerve. So 7th 8th nerve leaves the brainstem along the anteroper of medulla, travels across the CP angle system, enters the porus acousticus. The 8th nerve enters the internal acoustic meatus as a single nerve and is a L-shaped appearance. Within the internal acoustic canal, the crista falciformis or vestibular crest divide the internal acoustic canal into superior and inferior part. Facial nerve is anteroposterior superior, cochlear nerve is the antero-inferior. Superior and inferior vestibular nerves in posterior half of the internal acoustic canal. Bill's bar is a cartilaginous septum divides the superior half into anterior and posterior compartment. So vestibular nerve has a three component: superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, and singular nerve. So you can see here, this is the internal acoustic canal. You can see this is the anterior part, this is the posterior part, and this is the Bill's bar divides into the upper part into anterior and posterior, and this is the falciform ligament, falciform cartilage divided superior to inferior. So antero superior 7th, antero inferior cochlea, and posterior superior vestibular nerve, posterior inferior vestibular nerve. So you can see 7 up, walk down. You can see this is the Bill's bar. This is the falciparum, crista falciparum. You can see here, this is the we can appreciate the falciparum and Bill's bar accurately. So this is the again, this is the facial nerve anteriorly, posteriorly vestibulocochlear nerve, anteriorly facial nerve, and posteriorly vestibulocochlear nerve. Again, remembering this is the 6th nerve showing here. This is anteriorly 7th nerve and posteriorly 8th nerve. And you can see here basilar artery, abducent nerve, anterocerebral artery, cochlear nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, 4th ventricle, and this is the facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve posteriorly. So again same thing, pons 7th nerve, 8th nerve. Another thing is that you have to differentiate between the cochlea and semicircular canals. The brilliantly T hyper intensely structures, this is called cochlea, and you can find it the semicircular canal here. So most of the CP-angle tumors are schwannomas. Other than schwannomas are meningioma, arachnoid cyst, epidermal cyst, ependymoma, astrocytoma, medulloblastoma, metastasis, vasculonervous conflict, and mastoid hyperspinous. So this is schwannoma is the most common tumor. So we need an imaging protocol. T1 for normal anatomy, that looks hypointense. T2 for cyst like arachnoid cyst or intracyst in the tumor. T2 player to understand the cochlea. T1 contrast to know the enhancement, usually full enhancement. Gradient echo sequence and the susceptibility weighted image is mostly used further to know the microhemorrhages and differentiating from the meningioma. CIS and Fiesta sequence to understand the cranial nerve codes. Vestibular schwannomas are mostly 100% enhancement, maybe heterogeneously or strongly. 15% you will find cyst, less than 5% as with the arachnoid cyst, less than 1% with the hemorrhage. So you can see some an intracanalicular component of vestibular schwannoma with a cystic component. In opening of the widening of the porus acousticus, that in the bone window of CT scan. So there is a 4 grades of the tumor: intracanalicular part, cysternal extension, brainstem touching, and brainstem compression. There are 4 stages of vestibular schwannoma development, and it is known as a Kuss grading. So it is intracanalicular, extending the cysternal part, touching the brainstem, and compressing the brainstem. These are the 4 grades of Kuss grading. So this is a Kuss grading, intracanalicular part. This is the intracanalicular part with some cysternal extension. This is the brainstem touching, and this is the brainstem compression. So it is ISO to hypo 1 T1. This is the homogeneous enhancement and T1. You can see here homogeneous enhancement. T2 you can find some cyst, intracystic as well as arachnoid cyst. Diffusion weighted image, there is no restriction because it is benign. You will see the hypointense. And there is a 2 sequences is important: GRE sequence, gradient echo sequence to know the microhemorrhages. You can see microhemorrhages here in a schwannoma. It will differentiate from the meningioma. Susceptibility rate sequence, again you can see the small microhemorrhages here. Meningiomas versus schwannoma. Upper 3 are meningiomas, lower 3 are the schwannomas. So you can see here in upper 3 meningiomas, brilliant enhancing, and there is no microhemorrhage and susceptibility weighted image. But here in susceptibility to hemorrhage weighted image, there is a microhemorrhages. In schwannomas you can see cystic components, meningioma no cystic component. You can see here microhemorrhages in the susceptibility image. This is a cystic vestibular schwannoma. This is cystic vestibular schwannoma here. This is no cyst. This is the arachnoid cyst. This is arachnoid cyst here. You can see here arachnoid cyst. Large compressing the brainstem and fourth ventricle. It large hydrocephalus, large tumor with hydrocephalus. Bilateral vestibular schwannoma seen in NF1, NF2, associated in NF2. And there are 3 signs. Trumpet sign, it looks like trumpet. So looks like a trumpet's internal acoustic matter sign. Ice cream cone sign, you can see here, looks like ice cream cone sign. Another is CSF cap sign. In CSF cap sign, you will find the CSF tag between the cochlea and the tumor. This is called at the fundus. This is called a small CSF typically remains separating the intracanalicular tumor from the cochlea. However, growth laterally through the cochlea or vestibule into the middle ear may occasionally occur. Involvement of the internal acoustic fundus is associated with the decreased rates of hearing preservation. So this is a CSF cap sign in T2. You can appreciate better. So if you give radiation, it will slowly melt over years. This is called ice cream cone melting sign. And I pray God everybody should be healthy and they should not suffer with this tumor, and those with tumor, they should get rid of as soon as possible by or by any means of treatment, and some patients needs observation also. Thank you very much for your attention. You like it, hope you like it. Please comment and subscribe my channel. Whenever I will upload a video, you will get an alert. Thank you very much.